What I like about this is you still very much have the feeling of the pot. You know, you can still see the marks, which I've purposely left on this. A lot of my stuff really is, in a way, self-taught. I read a lot about the subject, and I go to museums and galleries. But I'm very influenced, I suppose, inspired by ancient artifacts. I mean, to actually spend time just wandering around the British Museum or the Louvre is just wonderful. And then last year we went to Sicily, and there's a most wonderful museum in Syracuse, which has incredible ceramics, and you just come away just so inspired by the simplicity of it all, and because I'm very much into making things which are vessels in a way, which really could be used. I love people to handle ceramics, and whenever I go to an exhibition, I just want to pick things up and feel them, because you can feel what the potter has put into it, and you can the way that it's actually held in your hands. It just means so much. What I like about hand building is the actual rhythm. It's quite contemplative, and you work at a certain sort of pace. And there we are. It's really quite rough at this stage, so you've got to move towards smoothing it off. So again, the old credit card comes out, and that just takes the excess clay off. Putting it on the stand, the clay now is sufficiently dried, and it's stable enough to support its own weight. And by sitting here and looking in the mirror, I can see the part at a distance, and turning it around, you begin to see any imperfections. So again, it's very liquid clay, which is literally just the scrapings with water. It's roughly formed, and a useful tool to use is just a board. To begin gently pulling the clay in to the sort of shape that I want. As you smooth it, you can then begin to use different things. Again, this is another shoehorn. Small particles are on the surface, and what I've got to do is burnish them so those get pushed into the surface and the whole thing gets quite smooth. And I do that with the smooth stone. So these are the parts that I've added an oxide to the clay, which will fire as a sort of blue. But before firing, I've actually scratched into the surface of the clay a sort of sgraffito design all the way around, and then taken a softer clay with again a different colour added to it, pressed that into the surface, and then wiped it off. These are the parts that I was working on earlier, which have been allowed to dry and then have been bisque fired up to 950. This colour will come out once they are actually I've finished smoke firing them and polished. The way that you actually lay them does affect the way that they will absorb the smoke, because where a pot is touching another one, it acts as a screen, as it were, and stops the smoke from penetrating just there. But where the smoke has easy access, that will go round and that will turn black. That looks as if it's on its way, it's burning nicely, and I just put the lid on and hope that just keeps burning. I mean, it's quite hard, but it is actually quite porous. And because it's porous, it means when you actually put it in the dustbin, the smoke, where it's not protected, it literally is absorbed into the pot. That one was part of the same pair that I was doing, and there I put some foil over that and leant it against one of the other pots, and where it leant against the pot, it sort of protected it. But what I really wanted to achieve was colour in the whole thing, and by adding the oxide to the slip when I burnished it, because it's only being fired to 1,000 degrees in the in the kiln, the colour doesn't fully develop. I mean, if you were to fire this to 1200 degrees, it would be a much deeper blue. It's quite hard to get that really deep blue effect. There are all sorts of surprises on the way.